King Jerome.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of First and Foremost, man. We got a jam-packed show today, man. We are excited. We're going to be talking hoops, football, basketball, all the good stuff, man. So, first and foremost, man, let's go ahead and bring on our special guest, Coach Mill. Coach Mill, how you feeling today, man?
What's poppin', man? We in the building. You already know we in the building. About to have some fun on the show. Bring that energy. Hey, let's go. We locked in. Let's go.
Oh, we got to bring in a horse for Coach Mill. Let's do it.
Yeah. So 2000s.
Let's go.
Sir. Yes, sir. And then you guys already know we got Jerome and we got Bacon, the usuals on the show. My co-host Jerome, and obviously Bacon bringing in the intellect as always and the hoop news. You know what to do with that, man. But let's go ahead and get started. Coach Mill, I'm going with you. What is your biggest storyline from round one of the playoffs, or your first and foremost? What stood out to you from the first round of playoffs that really caught your eye?
Hands down, no one play in the country. 2026.
Yes, I know it.
A 16 years old kid just lit it up. 7 TDs in the air, 437 passing yards. Did it in 3 quarters with 7:71 left in the third quarter. 0 interceptions. Julian Lewis, Carrollton, Georgia. Ain't no, man, 0 interceptions. Man, that kid was balling. He was on fire.
Ain't nobody else doing that.
Crazy.
Yes, that is crazy. I mean, to do that in the playoff game, I mean, it was on fire. That kid next level. We know how elite he is.
All of them had Caleb Odom, 2 tutties, going to Bama commit. You got Christian Ward, kid, sophomore, 2026, run 10-5, 6'4", kid, nasty, just after the catch, just nasty, 72-yard bomb. You got Ryan Mosley, he spreaded the ball around like crazy. And the running backs, Carrollton looking pretty good. The defense had 2 picks. So the defense did their thing as well. So Carrollton had a really good showing for the first round. It's like, you know how it is, and we say in regular season, now it's a new season. So everybody was 0-0. Now you 1-0. Are you 0-1 and you're fishing? You're gone fishing.
Yes, sir. Love it,
sir.
man.
Well, I throw it to you, Jerome. What's your first and foremost?
Coach Mill.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you a question real quick. Coach Harbaugh's your guy, right?
Yes, sir. All day.
All right. I want to play this clip real quick from last week. Listen to this man disrespect our guy. Listen.
Last note of the night, and I'm in all this and let y'all end it. Michigan, Jerome's favorite team. They're going to suffer their first L this weekend against Penn State. Book it, mark it. You heard it from me.
That's
Penn
crazy.
State's going to beat Michigan, and they're going to get y'all with this sign-stealing probe. And after that, y'all don't even deserve to be in the college football playoff. Y'all deserve to sit home.
Hey, Bacon.
Yeah.
Clip this for me, bro.
I got you.
Because I'm going to put this shit on repeat.
128.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, I still stand on business with that. I still don't believe it.
Hey, you still stand on? He said he's still standing. Wrong. He said he's still standing on business. Bacon, you still standing on business too? Wrong.
Let's go.
So let me say this though.
Yeah.
Ain't no standing on business when you're taking an L.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna just say this. All due respect, Michigan came out. Coach Sharon stepped up, handled it, And being a black coach and being honest,
Yeah.
he did it for the bros.
Yes, sir.
And he handled his business, and he showed that, hey, black coaches can get the job done. And he ain't just do it at one of the biggest times, playing against Penn State, who is ranked number 13 in the nation now.
Yeah.
Did it against powerhouse Penn State, who I've been on a roll. And now he come in and handle that business, and he do it and shut up all the naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was real tears on the interview. You know,
I was about to mention that, Coach.
not just being Coach Sharon, being an O-line coach and an OC and a black OC. We don't get a lot of chances, y'all, being honest.
Yeah.
You're right.
So to be black and have a title in this business that we honestly our kids run. And Sharon, our big props up to you, Coach Sharon. You know, and he held it down for Michigan. JJ McCarty did his thing, and second half, they ran the ball down their throat.
What was it, 30 times in a row?
30 times in a row, and not one pass. So they did it on the ground.
Smash.
And, you know, they got a nasty air attack. So they really... Michigan gets the biggest upset of the week because and Vegas lost a lot of money because Vegas had them losing Vegas had them losing too, and they pulled it out without their head coach. Way to go, Coach Sharon, and all of Michigan. Let's go, Michigan.
Yes,
go blue, baby.
Now, do you feel like they're for real? Do you feel like they can actually contend and win a national championship this year?
No,
I feel like they have. So let me just say this: all about coaching, right?
Right.
So the coaching and the culture. So when you got young coaches and they went out and got Coach Klingscale, my bro, Coach Steven Klingscale is over there, who's big time coach, got a dang on crazy defensive mind over there. He's co-defensive coordinator over there, and he was over at Kentucky when they was asking everybody. So their defense looks a lot different this year, and I really feel. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this. I made a big what's that word I'm looking for? A big statement to LaMarcus earlier this week, and I was like, this is probably the best Michigan defense they had in like the last 10 years. And the reason why I say that because there was a year we had 2 first-round defensive ends, and I don't think we have a single first-round player on our team right now.
Really?
I mean, defensively at least. Defensively, maybe Chris Jenkins might slip in there, but defensively,
Jenkins could slide in. I think Jenkins could slide in. The corners are really the DBs are playing like you win games by your secondary. You got to definitely win in the trenches, but your secondary has to step up. And I feel like they have been really stepping up. Their linebackers, number 17's been standing up. 32 been doing a heck of a job. So they have been doing a really good job on controlling. And you gotta control where that ball is placed. You got to. So we understand how this game go in football. So, but I think Michigan definitely has a chance. They definitely gonna make playoffs. They will make the playoffs. They do have, they got a game coming up. They gonna win the next game. But the game that everybody want to see. Hopefully, Harbaugh gets a chance to coach in that game and wins his appeal on Friday. And they take care of him, due diligence for next year or something, and suspend him. But who don't want to see Coach Harbaugh on the sideline playing against Ohio State? The Ohio State.
Right?
Yeah. Box office.
So, full force, man.
So I don't want to, but we don't have to say no excuses and say, oh, they didn't have Coach Harbaugh. I feel like this. They're going to have Coach Harbaugh all through the week, and knowing Coach Harbaugh and all his coaching staff, they'll be ready to play ball with or without Coach Harbaugh on the sideline.
I agree.
So I feel like they're ready. I feel like this is the year that, and I feel like jumping to the table, and I know we football because this is a college football segment real fast because we see Alabama peaking. Everybody's peak right now. You see Georgia peaking.
Yeah.
Georgia peaking. Georgia back at it again. They started out slow. Hey, one thing about say what you want to say. That boy Kirby Smart, man, he finds. Hey, he learned from the GOAT, Saban. Big ups to Saban, man. Saban has a whole, man, you got to give Saban the GOAT all the props in the world, man. He has a lot of understudies that came up under him, man. They guys out here doing their dang on thing, man. Big ups to all of them, man. All of them. So it's a lot of really good football coming through them trenches right now. Dan Lanning, Oregon, you got Washington.
Yeah, I like Washington.
Man, it's Florida State still undefeated.
Yeah. Good year, man. I think it's a good year for sure.
Remember we was talking about that earlier, Najeh, everybody Bacon, and then Jerome, we said this is gonna be we was early this year before the season even started. We said this is gonna be over the summer. We said this is gonna be a declarated year of football. It's so loaded across the board. I know we had that conversation, and I know Jerome, you've been all over the country this year, and we've been like, this year in high school football and college football, wow, it's crazy. So it's just like jumping back to high school football. Look at Parkview.
Mm-hmm.
Parkview had a hard task first round.
They never had a quarterback, man.
Never had a QB. Never.
Yeah, they had a quarterback.
I feel like if Dalen Myers was going to go over there. Everybody know Dalen Myers from Friday Night Lights. It was at Lovett, and he wound up going to Boca Raton, and that kid balled out this year. 2,000 yards passing. Put up 26 touchdowns, 7 rushing touchdowns. He did a heck of a job. So they was trying to get him. He just didn't wind up going. I feel like if Dylan Myers would have went over there, he's an understudy of Ron Ville, to stay with Ron Ville that Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields come from, Juju Lewis, and a plethora of other quarterbacks, our young quarterbacks. Bryce Claiborne, everybody go trains with Ron Ville. And I feel like if Dalen would have went over there, Dalen Myers, big ups to Dalen Myers. Keep doing your thing. Represent Georgia. I know you are. And they would have competed. But Parkview, man, was loaded on the defensive side. They just could not do it on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, lost too many players, man.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm gonna throw it to Bacon real quick. What's just your first and foremost?
First and foremost, stopping down there at Kale. Cash out to Brody McWater, Devin Henderson running the rock, toting that thing. McWater. You almost look like Jeremy out there throwing that thing side off to them boys. Had coach running RPO, pulling the boys, had them all misconstrued out there. So shout out to Brody and shout out to Devin. You know what I'm saying? He's been battling some injuries this year, came back and punched it in. So yeah, shout out to them boys up there in Caz for putting on the show. Yes, sir.
And then real quick for me, my first and foremost, I'm going to youth football, 12U Tucker. Yeah. Got to see them in the preseason. They won the Sheriff's Cup. They beat Grayson. They beat McEachern. And then they went on the road. A team they lost to, Southwest Cardinals. They beat them in emphatic fashion Saturday night in Ackworth. That's where North Carolina plays, if you guys don't know. And beat them 38-6. Beat the brakes off them boys. So I got to give them some love. Really great players going to come up. Carter Lumpkin, Aaron Good, Joshua Morris, JT, Jeremiah Tillman. They got some dudes, man, you're going to hear about in a little bit. They only in the 7th grade. They're going to be 8th graders next year and then freshmen eventually. So them some boys over there, man. That's one of my send-outs. Very happy for Coach Dre. He does an outstanding job with their group, and they got their rings, man. So that's my first and foremost.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yes,
shout out to young guys. Shout out to the young guys.
Definitely. Salute to all the young guys. Yep.
That's who it's all about.
All right, so now I'm going to throw it back to you, Coach Mill. We're going to transition to our next segment. We're going to talk a little bit about just the playoffs, the round one. Obviously, you said the big standout for you was Juju Lewis and his performance. But what kind of stood out to you in round one? What, you was like, oh, man, I did not expect this game to happen. There was a few of those out there. I mean, going to you, Bacon, real quick, that Sandy Creek one was a little surprising. Monroe area beating them. But what just stood out to you in round one that kind of caught your eye, Coach Mills?
What really stood out to me has really honestly throughout the season, Dylan Raiola came from Arizona, and everybody was like, man, him just having a target on his back, being honest, and just being a QB and ranked number 1. Can you play in Georgia?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question. Can he play in Georgia? And I feel like he has solidified himself. He has shut up all doubters. And if you still doubt him,
you hating.
Hey, you hating on him. And that's real talk, Becky. You couldn't have said you hating on him. You gotta. You know, it's just like when these kids, they show you and they shut you up, just shut up. And I feel like he is shutting up a lot of naysayers. Kid, hey, he put up a 50 piece against Wheeler. 50. And they did their thing. I mean, I feel like he has come in and had a shootout against Mill Creek. Just, I mean, ball. That was like that was championship football. That was a game right there. People was, oh my God. And everybody they thought was Josh Downs gone. Mill Creek was like, no, we are well coached over here. Hey, Josh Downs left something in that locker room that, man, it's still shining over there. Big up Josh Downs representing Bama. And, you know,
and his brother.
Yes. So I feel Dalen Raiola, man, big props to you for doing your dang on thing and holding it down, coming from where you come from and showing everybody that you can compete in the hardest football, toughest football in the nation, which is Georgia. And you doing your thing. And that was another big story that stood out to me. Big time.
Well, they had before we get started, I know they had Georgia 7A with like second and third right to that little Instagram post or whatever. But you know that's
Prep.
Another, Max Prep. That's another discussion for another day.
Yeah.
But actually, Max, while you're here, but you know what I'm saying, go ahead and enlighten us on why you think 7A is the top echelon in just high school football, period.
Me, I travel the world. Travel around the country for football. I mean, every state. It was in LA, it was in Vegas. I'm all over the country watching football. And we got players from all over the country in every state, from Germany to, we do a lot of stuff with USA football, with the China. We got a China chapter that we're working on right now. So Baller's Choice, we're spreading our wings, doing a lot. And we see a lot of football. And I feel like Georgia football is still being overlooked. And I feel like for the rankings to come out and say, you know, everybody has going to do what they feel and say. But when you come and look at the football and you see the players, you see the coaching, you see the training, you see these kids eat, sleep, breathe football, and they got grades. A lot of these kids, that's another thing we're big on. You know, with my company, we're big on grades. We got a lot of AP students. We got a lot of honest students. We're not pushing out no kids that got C average kids and D average kids. A lot of these kids are dang on AP students and IB students with straight A's. So that's another thing that's going on in Georgia football as well. They got to understand it's just not football. Football is going to take care of itself with the grades. And I feel like our babies are taking care of themselves in the classroom. You know, they're being mentored right, and they're mentoring the youth as well. Just like I said, Josh Downs doing a heck of a job, you know, outside of just Alabama and pushing his team and saying, y'all could get it done without me. I feel like that's what I feel like we separate ourselves from as well. And it's big ups to all the Texas players, because there's a lot of Texas kids out there, the Evan Stewarts, the on and on, and they're doing a heck of a job. But you see a lot of coaches, they come here. They come in for our players. You already know they want a Georgia kid. You hear a lot of these programs be like, man, coach, we can't get no Georgia kids. You know, they're going to Bama. You know, they're going to Florida State, Georgia. You know, that's what it is. But I feel like if you could recruit, you could get Georgia kids. And I feel like that's what makes us number one. Look at our track times. You got a 15-year-old kid running 10-1s, 45-2 in the dang on 400, 20.1 in the dang on 200. We speed kills. You know, it's fast. We got freaky Daniel Calhoun. Freaks. Got freaks in this dang on thing. And I feel like every time you turn around, you got a Georgia kid that's going first round in the NFL. And they right here in Georgia. Georgia football is doing a heck of a lot for Dale McGee. Big ups to Dale McGee. You know, bro, you doing a heck of a job at Georgia. And without you being a heck of a recruiter that you are, you know, people don't know who Dale McGee is, need to Google Dale McGee. Dale McGee is another coach that deserves a head coaching job and head coaching. He definitely needs to be a coach looked at for a head coaching position. That's Kirby's right here.
I want to say this too. If you think about it, pound for pound, like big Texas is. Look how big California is. Even Florida, Georgia, pound for pound is up there, man. It's one of the smaller big state football states. So like if you think about it, pound for pound, like Georgia's the best because it's the smaller one and we producing more. In my opinion.
And we're consistent. I think the consistency. That's another thing I feel like the consistency of the game is always elevating. Travis Hunter. Everybody wants to be Trav. If I could be Mike, I want to be like Mike. Everybody want to be Trav. Where Travis Hunter from? Where he represent? He represents from Florida, but he represents Georgia. He got his upbringing right here in the dang on in the grind, playing in 7A ball, Collins Hill, doing his dang on thing, playing 707, Georgia. And everybody know you got to go through Georgia. I don't care if you're playing 707, you got to come through Georgia for football. You got to. So, like I say, big ups to Florida. Florida play a heck of a lot of football. But I feel like a lot of the kids get through the cracks. They get left behind because a lot of kids have to go to the JUCOs because they don't have their grades.
Mm.
And we are big on grades in Georgia. That's one thing I say is a salute to all the kids out there and the mentors, people, all us on the phone. I mean, on right here, and it takes a village. It takes a village, and I feel like that's where the leadership is because it's just a lot of hometown guys and OGs and the grandmamas and aunties, and they put a lot of work in. We put a lot of work in together with these kids. And Georgia is definitely the number one place for football. Definitely.
Man, we appreciate the knowledge, all the gems you just dropped, man. This is exclusive. Only you can find this year on First and Foremost podcast. Just want to throw that out there, plug that. But back to the regularly scheduled task. I would say my first round upset that I wasn't expecting. I spoke about it earlier. The Cavs upset over K. I was not expecting that. I thought that
I was too.
Y'all was expecting that?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean, go ahead. Go ahead, Najee. No, Najee, you got the flow.
Okay, no, I was gonna say real quick. I thought it to Coach Emil. If you go look and see how well Cass played, right? They knocked out Calhoun, like I told you, 23-year playoff streak for them, right? They knocked them out, and then look how good they played against Cartersville. And I was at that game, right? Cartersville is the number one team over there in that region, right? They're gonna be a tough out. It went toe-to-toe with them without some penalties and things like that happening, and there's some bad calls, you know what I'm saying? And it's like the end of the game and Devin Henderson getting hurt. They beat Cartersville, right? They're gonna beat Cartersville. So going into that game, you got Henderson back, who got hurt in that game, but he's coming back. You got Jacoby White, who's going to UGA, the 4-star, really, great player, play both sides of the ball well. And then you got Brody, who's coming into his own against Kell, who is a good team. But they got a little bit, they got weaknesses in some spots. I wasn't sold on the secondary. And the reason I wasn't because a couple games before, they played GHC, right? GHC is a good team, but they wide receiver their weapons, Braylon Burgess, Xavier Daisy, Gabe Daniels. They had their way. They had some success against that secondary. So I going in, I was like, I think, to me, Jacoby White, Devin Henderson, they can have some success against that secondary, and their defensive line is underrated but really good at Cass. And they were able to get some sacks. Bryce Clayman gets injured. Penalties is a big factor in that game. That's why I had Cass winning.
So I didn't expect them to just kind of fumble the ball like that. The snap in the end zone for the safety. They came out hot, hit Payne Zachary down the field, and they just couldn't execute like this at the penalties. They shot themselves in the foot. I expected them to come out and play more together. A well football game. I just didn't expect that they had a solid season to that point and didn't go their way. I was shocked. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm still flabbergasted.
It's funny because in the beginning of the season, I felt like that's how Cass looked in the first. What was the first game?
They played Rome.
Yeah, Rome. They looked sloppy when they was playing Rome too. So like it looked like that was like the total opposite where they finally got together, and then like you were saying, Kell was the one that was looking a lot more sloppier.
I feel like when you're playing against Rome reminds me of Mill Creek. They're a well-oiled machine. They're gonna come out fighting. They're just like Marietta. They're gonna be young, but you're gonna have a dang on dog fight because they're well coached. So I feel like anybody playing against Rome. So I've seen Rome play against Marietta when they had, and Eric Gerber was there, and so on. I mean, they was loaded. They was loaded. And I'm talking about Marietta, 5A Georgia football, gave 7A. So it don't mean nothing. 5A don't mean nothing in Georgia. 2A, 1A, that don't mean nothing in Georgia. They got ballers on every dang on team. That's how Georgia is. That's another thing. You look at any other demographic, even our dang on private schools, loaded. Loaded. Look at Kyle Hamilton, number 14 in the draft. He the number one defensive player in college football, right? I mean, high school in the NFL right now. Number one. Come from Georgia, Mr. Unicorn. You know what I'm saying? 10, 11 tackles a game. Like, he's just doing it. Just, man, you know, he won another one of our babies. Baller's choice. You know, I already know what it is. Let's go BC. But I like Sokovia, man, White. It's just like, he's a story out of this world. I don't think nobody really. Jerome know his story. Yeah. So there was this summer, y'all. Do y'all know this was his first year playing football? He never played football, y'all. Sokovia White never played football. So I see him out in the park. He was at Cam Newton. One of my guys said, "Bill, do you see this kid?" He said, "I got a kid I want to introduce you to." So he gets to messing around and whatnot. And he's out there, wasn't even playing football. And I'm throwing him some balls and we messing around. I said, "You should play football." He goes run about 4-5 routes. I called Dale McGee. I said, "Dale, I got a kid for you." I said, "He don't even play football, but he just got it." I said, "He a natural." And Sokovia White to tell y'all, he'll get on the show and tell you the rest is history. But that's how Sokovia White and now Brody. So Brody is another one. I feel like Brody is a kid that believes in his dang on self. He don't care what you think of him. He's a grinder. He's gonna go out there. He's gonna fight. And he knew that everybody said, "Oh man, they're gonna win." No. But one thing about it is they shook it off against Rome and got it together, and they stayed consistent, getting better. Kel always, you never know what team is gonna play. You don't know what team you're gonna get with Kel. So I feel like, and they're well coached over there at Cass. They're well coached, and I feel like the best football is ahead of them. And they got Henderson back.
Yep.
DBU, what up, Henderson? What's up, baby? You already know.
For sure. All right, we're gonna keep it rolling. Just who is your favorites? I'm gonna start with you, Jerome. Favorites in each classification you got coming out. I really want to get Coach Mills as well, and who he got, because we were talking the preseason and he has some favorites. So I want to get to that as well. But we're gonna start with you, Jerome.
In the 7, I'm thinking, man, it is tough. The 7 is loaded, man, and I think we're all talking about it. It's a big reason why a lot of people are talking about the 7. My personal favorite, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say Grayson, man. You've been hyping him up. Me and Najeh have been hyping him up all season, and came in and they had a horrible first game against Walton, but I feel like they pinned it together. They got the talent. You know, their coaching staff is a good coaching staff. Not only a good coaching staff, but they really care about their team. They really care about the players. I'm taking Grayson right there. Give me a second on the other ones.
Come on, brother.
I'll be ready. Go ahead, baby.
I got. You're right.
I'm gonna go 7A. I want to say I'm gonna go Walton. Carrollton may prove me wrong. I'm gonna go Walton 7A. 6A. I'm gonna go Douglas County.
Yeah, 6A Douglas. 6A Douglas for me too. Yeah.
5A. I like Jefferson. I like what Sammy Brown's doing out there. He really sparking the things on defense, toting the rock on offense. That's gonna be tough to stop. I don't care if you Kaz, Cartersville, Creekside, don't matter. Warren Robinson is my dark horse out of 5A. 4A, we're gonna go Benedictine. I like the what this would be back to back for them. 3A, it's tough not to go with Cedar Grove, so we can lock Cedar Grove in. 2A.
Yeah.
I really don't know too much about 2A. But if I had to choose one quick, Spencer, we're gonna roll with the boys from Columbus. 1A. I like Schley County to round it out. We'll go with I don't really know too much about 1A or Division 1, but I got some family down there in Bryan County, so we're gonna roll with the home team. Redskins all the way, 1A. Book it.
All right. So Schley County, okay, and then you said what was the other team you said?
For which classification?
Class A Division 1.
Class A Division 1.
Yeah.
Bryan County.
Bryan County,
right. Yes, sir. Redskins.
All right, I'll go ahead and go. I think Coach Miller is still compiling that list, so we'll let him go last. For me, I think we in agreement in the top two. Bacon. I got to go Walton, right? I go Walton. I'm very high on Grayson though. I'm in agreement with Jerome there, and I told y'all the matchup, and we gonna talk about it. And I want to hear Coach Miller thought on this too. But they're gonna play potentially. They got to obviously win this game. They should be North Paulding. Buford should be Norcross. We will see though.
Right.
Buford, Grayson in the quarterfinals. That's a heck of a matchup. Never played before. Y'all know I've been teasing that the whole time. So I can't wait for that matchup. That's going to be fun. We got to talk about that one before Coach Miller leaves tonight. But I'm going to roll with Walton. Grayson's my dark horse, and then Carrollton after that one. 6A, I got to go Douglas County. I think Douglas County is going to be interesting. My dark horse, people are sleeping on him, is Langston Hughes. I think Langston Hughes goes in there and Rome. I think they're going to beat Rome easily and handily this week. Say what you want to say. Langston Hughes is battle tested. I think they put it on him. No disrespect, but we got to put some respect on the defending champ's name. So I got to use my dark horse.
Can we have a Langston Hughes and Douglas County rematch?
Hey, that'd be for the state championship.
Still to this day, I still think that was the game of the year, man.
Sign me up. Y'all was there. Unfortunately, that game wasn't on TV, so nothing I can do. I wanted to be at that game, but y'all was there. Y'all know how it went down. I would be a lovely rematch. Yes. Yes. 5A, I got to go Creekside. Creekside got a tougher road, right? They got to go against the winner out of Warner Robins in Ware County. But if Warner Robins comes up, that'll be a rematch between they lost to in double overtime last year. So I think they'll be ready for that. I do like Jefferson. They're going to be interesting, but I think Creekside just got a little bit more than very, very physical team. I'm rolling with Creekside 5A. 4A, Stockbridge. Nobody talks about them, right? They just fly under the radar, That's a team I think they got a potential chance. They got a lot of talent. They got a good coach, good depth. I love Benedictine. Don't get me wrong. I'm right there with you, Bacon. But I think Stockbridge can make them, make that kind of a tougher game and can come out on top. 3A, I agree with you. I got to go Cedar Grove until I see something else different. My dark horses is going to be Stevens County and obviously Calvary Day. I like what Jake Merklinger did. Peep this, y'all. He didn't have any incompletion in his last game. 13 for 13, 260 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's getting it done. Can he perform at that high level if they play Cedar Grove again? That's going to be a semifinal matchup potentially. But nonetheless, I still got Cedar Grove. 2A, I'm going to roll with Thompson. Thompson got a good team. They won it all last year. Really good roster. I'm rolling with them in 2A. Class C Division 1, I'm in agreement with you, Bacon. I got to go with Schley County. Just too much talent, man. They're just deep, a lot of talent, and I think they're going to be tough. And then Class C Division 1, I got to go with Swainsboro, man. Swainsboro is that team to beat, man. They deep, they loaded. I like Commerce. Commerce got Jaden Daniels, and they deep there too. But I think Swainsboro got a little bit more umph, and that loss they suffered earlier this year in the region. The region standings, I think that's going to affect them a little bit, and they're going to be ready to play. So I got Swainsboro in Class C Division 1.
All right, back to you, Jerome.
All right, what I say? I got 7 and 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you said Douglas and Grayson. Yep.
Yep.
All right. I'm still debating. Give me a second.
Go ahead, Coach Mill. I want to hear this.
All right.
Yeah.
1A.
Okay.
I got Irwin. I got Prince over Mount Vernon. I got Byron. I got Dade. I got Dublin. I got Rayburn Catholic. I got Lamar. I got Tryon over Albert. I got Carrollton over Valdosta. I got Walton over Gwinnett. I got Buford over North Cross. I got Grayson over North Paulden. I know y'all like that one, Grayson. I got Milton over Collins Hill. I got Colquitt over Westlake. I feel like Colquitt is gonna come out and they ready. They're playing really good ball right now. I got McEachern over Camden. I got Mill Creek over Peachtree Ridge. 1A. I got Seminole County. I got Manchester. I got Terriffill County. I got Macon. I got Lincoln. I got Early. I got Jenkins. I got Bowden. I got Fitzgerald over Spencer. I got Callaway over Model. I got Rockmart over Union County. I got Thompson over Toombs. I got Columbia over North Cobb Christian. I got Appleton over Cook. I got Fellowship Christian over North Murray. I got Pierce over Laney. 3A. I got Chris County over Mary Parsons. I got Bremen over Cedar Grove. I got Thomasville over Calvary Day. I got Stevens over Westland. I got Carver County over Gilmer. I got Savannah Christian over Morgan County. I got Oconee over Lumpkin. 4A. I got Spalding. Spalding's been doing a heck of a job this year. So Spalding's been balling. They've been balling. I got Spalding over Troop. I got Stockbridge over Westminster. I got Lovett. I got Lovett losing to Central Curl. I got Stars Mill over New Hampstead. I got Luella over Stevenson. I got Perry over Bainbridge. I got LaGrange.
There you
LaGrange
go.
Been balling.
That's the one I was waiting for.
I got LaGrange over Benedictine. LaGrange is doing a heck of a job out there. They loaded. They got the old quarterback who left down the street at Carrollton. Now he's over there. They needed a quarterback, and they loaded. They got a heck of a defense. Offense is rolling, and they're well coached over there. I got Oconee over Cedartown. I feel like Oconee, North Oconee has been balling. They're another dark horse for 4A. And 5A, I got Warner Robins over Ware County. I got Creekside over Dalton. I got Statesboro over Harris County. I got Hiram over Jefferson. Mays came out and they've been balling. So Mays put up a 65 piece last week. 65 piece. So over Logan'sville. So I got Mays over Cass. And I got Jones over Coffee. And for 6A, I got Lee County over Lovejoy. I got Douglas County over Sequoia. I got Roswell beating Lanier. I got Marist over Brunswick. I got Rome over Langston Hughes. I got Rome over Langston Hughes. I got Rome. I got Thomas County Central, and we'll talk about that. I got Gainesville over Blessed Trinity. I got Woodward Academy over Houston, and that's my wrap up.
Okay. And I know you went by the matchups. Any favorites you got? Like I remember you telling us like you feel good about Walton winning it all. Like who you think out of those classifications can win it all?
6A, I like Douglas.
Yep. You're right,
I feel like Douglas County is playing some of their best ball. I feel like they're young and they got the crazy thing over there. They got a really good feeder programs. I'm all about feeder programs, and I feel like kids, the young should be inspired by the older kids, and I feel that's what's happening. And I feel that's what you're seeing. And when you're starting to see that in communities, that's when teams progress and coaching gets better and the training gets better. And Douglas County is training. They're training. They're doing their thing over there. So them kids train at dang on at 4 years old over there. I'm over there. They out there getting that drill work in. So big ups to Rob King out there doing your thing out there. Yeah, bro. Let's go. So deuce. You already know deuce, baby. So I feel like 6A is gonna be very interesting, but I really feel like Douglas. I think it's gonna come down to Douglas and Rome. 6A. But that's how I feel like Rome is like one of the most complete teams, and they always do they thing during the playoffs. And I'm all about consistency, and I see they got a hell of a coaching staff over there as well, and I like them. But big ups to Langston Hughes too. Now I ain't gonna Era. I love Era, but I feel like last year was the dynasty, and they're a young team. But I'm not putting Eric could come out and do his thing, but I just feel like Rome is just too much. They're consistent. They gonna bring it. They're gonna bring it. They're well coached. They got a hell of a secondary. 1A. Let's go. I want to jump around. So let's go to 1A. 1A. I got Prince. Prince is just built. Prince Ave is just built. I feel like they always just find a way to wind up in the championship. Someday ain't gonna happen. And I feel like this is their year. Feel like Prince Academy will win it this year. Going to 7A ball. Let's just go to 7A ball. Feel like Walton right now to me is the most complete team. Feel like you got the gunslinger himself over there, Jeremy Slilinski, the slinger. You know what I mean? You got they playing ball. I feel like you got Bam Bride over there. That kid is just that man is wow. And I tell everybody, all the coaches say, man, they call me about him all day long, man. I need a deal. I say, man, you're sleeping. I feel like if Bam was 6 feet tall, he'll be that next Percy Harvin we're talking about. Kid runs a legit fofo. Track kid, take IB classes, smart as I don't know what. If you watch his film, he got a lot of teach tape on there. Go to wide receiver, he go to safety, go to corner. Man, he play all 6. And then he kick return and punt return. He ain't gonna find a better athlete in the dang on class. I feel Bam Bride is that dark child sleeper that's gonna be that game changer. And I feel like he's the Josh Downs of 7A, hands down. Bam Bride is. I'm gonna go that far to say that. Bam Bride is. Mug's been watching this thing, and Naj, we've been talking about this. We talked to me and Sag. We talked Craig Sager. We talked about this. That Bam Bride came in there, and got Walton on his back, and he helping Gregory doing this thing, but Bam Bride is that guy. That's why Walton is. Bruner know that, but they was you have a missing piece. He's the missing piece, and so I look at Walton to to be in that championship game. You know, and I feel like, you know, Carrollton got a shot because it's Juju. And I feel like so don't forget about Carrollton. So Carrollton plays. I feel like it'll be next we'll be talking about next week. It'll be Carrollton versus Walton. Then you have Buford versus Grayson. Then you have McEachern and Mill Creek. Then you have Milton and Colquitt. So I feel like I want to ask y'all a question out of 7-8. Who? Talk to me. What's going on? So I feel like it's gonna be. Do y'all agree with that? I believe it's gonna be Carrollton and Walton. I believe it's gonna be Buford and Grayson. I believe it's gonna be McEachern and Mill Creek and Milton and Colquitt. What y'all think? I'm listening. Let's talk 7-8 ball. You know, everybody want to talk about 7-8.
To the T, man. You know, Collins Hill definitely showed us a spark. You know what I'm saying? Upset North Carolina, but yeah, I don't think they got enough to get past to get past them boys, man. So I think you called it to the T, my friend. That's where it really gets thick and thin. You know what I'm saying? That next round.
Coming out of Carrollton and Walton, who y'all got? Carrollton and Walton, who you got?
That's hard. I'm gonna say Walton. I just think Walton's defense is too good, man. I seen them up front, man. They are a physical defense. They are fast. They gonna get on your, you know. So I'm gonna say Walton for that main purpose because I just think they have such a good defense.
Yeah.
Najeh, come on now.
Hold on, don't be quiet now. Hold on. Who else is gonna say something?
Okay, I can't gather my thoughts.
Mad pause.
I thought y'all had something else to say. I'm letting y'all get direct the show. Y'all my
head, bro.
Whatever. I think for me, man, I'm a roll. I mean, you know how I feel. Me and you, Coach Mill, we didn't talk about this numerous of times, and we talked about how high we were both on Walton. I just think Walton got all the weapons, man. Like, even though, you know, Sonoman got hurt, I heard he's back. He broke his hand. He's back. Cam Lloyd, nobody's talking about this kid that stepped up big when he went out having the big touchdowns, man. He's a weapon in the passing game. And like you said, your nephew, man, Bam Bry, he's the real deal. And like you said, he's that Swiss Army knife. Use him on both sides of the ball, right? Defensively, he helps in coverage. He's guarding your best target. That in that game, they beat Grayson pretty handily. Guess who he's guarding? John Senius, who's been their best receiver all year long, right? So that's what he's going to do. Yes, exactly. So that's what he's going to do. So I got Walton in that matchup specifically because Juju, I think he'll still have a good game, right? I don't think he has a 7-touchdown game, though, right? I don't think he has a 400-yard game. No. I think he has a 200-yard game, 250 plus, maybe 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns. Because I think Walton can get after you with Wendell Gregory, and they got this kid, Alta, I don't know his last name, but Ngokwe. Yeah, he's been playing good the whole year, and he's been dominant on the defensive line. I think this is the first year you can really say about Walton, they actually got a defense, right? And they actually can pressure you with the quarterback, and they can defend high-level type receivers. Now, it's going to be tough, right? They don't got no KJ Bolden that can take away Caleb Odom, right? Mm-hmm. But they have enough of a good team defense, I think, that they can cause some issues and some problems for Carrollton and make that game really interesting. But I got them winning that one. And all like you said, Coach Mill, I mean, I think Milton is going to beat Collins Hill. I'm not sleeping on that matchup. I know everybody think that's going to be a cakewalk. That's not going to be a cakewalk. You know,
it's going to be a tough game.
It's going to be tough. They played them earlier in the season. Now, Milton looks better. That defensive line got after them, though. Remember, in that game they lost narrowly, they had 5 turnovers making in that game. Their quarterback's playing better. T.J. Wilcox is playing better. Cam Jones is playing better. That team looks better. Coach Swick was their defensive coordinator before he became the head coach. He's going to have them boys ready to play. So Milton can't lay down and come out to a slow start. They got to be ready to play. I think Milton will still win, but they better come ready to play because Coach Swick going to have them prepared and ready to go. And Coach Reeves and Coach Swick are real cool. They used to coach together too.
I feel like Milton early in the season forgot this was 7-8 ball. And they had to stop the Hollywoodness. Now, for real. And they had to understand, like, this ain't going to be a cakewalk. And I feel like now they are balling. They have gelled together, and they said, man, we got to do the little things right to win. And that's get our attitudes right. And I feel like they done checked their attitudes and got the egos out of there. And they got a hell of a coaching staff over there. Like, hey, we ain't going to win like this. Y'all check your attitudes. We're going to early exit. And they done checked them attitudes. And they ain't going to, hey, me bigger than you and all that. They playing together. They playing ball. They looking like the old when Coach Crack was there. So when they won that championships, it's gonna be tough. It's 7A ball is very dang on interesting this year. It's gonna be Buford and Grayson.
Woo! Ooh, I can't wait for that. Ooh, hey, if that's not on TV, I don't know what we're doing. If that game is not on TV, I don't know what we're doing.
Got it.
Bottom line, that is a must-see game on TV.
Buford and Grayson is a must-see game.
Man. Come on. You can't tell me you don't want to see that. You can't tell me you want to see KJ Bolden against Colin Fox.
You got to. Come
on.
You
got with that defensive secondary, Jaden Parlati, Montrezl
Walker. Come on. Yes, sir.
Right? Come on, man. And then Grayson can thump you running the ball.
Yes.
Who's underrated, Amari Austin, and then they could throw it with obviously Colin Fox. Jeff Davis looks a lot better. Just recently rated a 3-star player.
Kids are
John Seniors. Come on.
Kids are peaking. They're playing their best ball right now. It's one of them things we see in football all the time. A dang on kid come out of nowhere and he peaks. You be like, where the hell this kid come from? When that light switch hit a kid, it's over. It's over. And I feel like you're so right. Grayson, a lot of them young kids, light switch. And one thing, y'all, we in Georgia. This is the training mecca. Training mecca of sports. Everybody training. These kids having a game, they going training. They going training the next. They get 6 hours of sleep. They back on the field, like watching film. Film study is so big in Georgia sports right now. These kids are studying film, and I feel like that's what separates Georgia football. That's another thing. You see it. You just see it. You can talk when you hear these kids talk. I'm always about IQ. Man, these kids got IQ. You be like, wow, is this kid really said? Like, man, we didn't think like that coming up in our days. These kids, like, they understand this is a business, and I can feed my family like this.
Yep.
I got to get my books, stay out of trouble, and the serious ones understand that.
So,
let's throw it to Jerome and Bacon. Let's get your thoughts on all those matchups.
Well, let me say this though. It sounds like we're gonna have 2 7-day games on next week because you gotta have Walton and Carrollton on TV, and you gotta have Buford and Grayson on TV. So
got to
BPB, Score Atlanta, hook us up, man. That's all we saying.
Hook us up. Why don't we? Hey, Score Atlanta, do it. Hey, GHSA, do the powers that be like we saying right now. Do it right. Let's do a 6 p.m. game. And a 9, and a 9, and an 8, and a 9. That's why not? It's Georgia. I do 5. Do 5. Be bold about it, because we going to the dome this year, baby. We back at the dome. Do it right. Do a 5 dang on p.m. game and a dang on 8:30 at 9 p.m. game. Let's go. Why not?
Package 5.
Them games need to be seen nationally. Real talk. That is.
I agree.
Historic football going on right now.
Historic football. Yes. Both of them games need to be not together on top of each other.
Nah. Because you
get
two
your
don't do it.
baby.
No, for real. I don't know what I would do or which one I will watch or want to go to if that does happen. So it's going to be interesting. But obviously, like Coach said, make them separate, man, because that Buford and Grayson, man, that's gonna be crazy. Then, like you said, Walton and Carrollton. I did say I got Walton in that one. That Grayson Buford one's gonna be hard though. I did say Grayson's my favorite, so I'm gonna go with Grayson in that one. Colquitt and Milton. Milton's a really good team. I think Colquitt's a better team, man. So I'm taking Colquitt there.
Me too.
The next one was it McEachern? What we say
McEachern and Mill Creek.
Mill Creek. I'm gonna have to go Mill Creek on this one. Mill Creek just been balling all year. I have to give it to him on that one. So that's the pecking order for me on that one.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bacon.
Yeah, I would say the same thing, man. You gotta go with Milton. Historic program. Colquitt's definitely gonna. Now we're gonna go. I'm gonna switch up. I'm gonna go Colquitt. I like what they're doing. I like Nykar. They're explosive. They're playing another real balanced team. I see right there with Walton being two of the most balanced teams in 7A. On the other side, you got to go with Mill Creek. After I seen them play against Buford, I was like, yeah, they're a real deal. I'm gonna go with Walton, obviously, over Carrollton, and I'm gonna go with Buford because I just think it's gonna add to the whole playoff picture, just of being a more dynamic, what the people want to see. I'm all about the ratings, so we can see Buford versus somebody number 2 team in the nation or number 3 team, whatever they are right now. That's just box office, man. We want to get our popcorn extra buttery. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Most definitely.
Yep.
We...
Okay. So we can't wait for those, man. Those should be fun. One thing I want to talk about real quick is nobody mentioned Gainesville in 6A. I just want to know on that. They're favored in a lot of polls. So
no, I got them. I got 6A. So we got 6A. I said Lee County come out of there. We got Douglas. Mm-hmm. Then you got Roswell. I feel like Roswell is gonna be Lanier. I'm taking Marist over Brunswick. I said Woodward Academy over Houston. Mm-hmm. I got Gainesville. There go Gainesville right there. Say Gainesville. Gainesville is over Blessed Trinity. I got Rome over Langston Hughes. I got Thomas. No, I repeat that. Let me turn back. I got Jonesboro over Thomas.
What?
Hey, I'm taking. Listen to me. I know Jonesboro is young at quarter, but hey, they've been playing, man. They loaded over there. Hey, you got Cortez ready. You got Keys ready. Hey, that kid had basketball dreams. He'll be a high 4-star kid, and everybody be talking about him. So, and the little brother is nasty too, Cortez. So you got Cortez and Marquise ready, but you got Gentavious Wyman, freak, 6'2". He's another unicorn. He the next Travis Hunter. I put it out here. All right. Gentavious Wyman is the next Travis Hunter. I'm putting it out here.
Oh my God!
Early. And I told everybody about Travis Hunter early.
He was the one.
I told everybody about Trav before it came Trav. And when Trav was in dang on 7th, 8th grade coming to see us play at the park and all the 707, I just seen it. And it was just like, and then the 9th grade year came, 8th grade, matter of fact, 8th grade year. I'm like, this kid's special. And I remember just calling around and getting his tape, and we had some video of him playing 707. And Florida State, big ups to my boy Woody Wood, first one to offer him at Florida State. That was his first offer. So, and
everybody thought he was going there too.
And everybody thought he was going there, but I got a little birdie. I knew different. But anyway,
keep it real. Why would you say, you know what I'm saying, that he's the next Travis Hunter? Obviously he's dynamic.
When you see a kid with the IQ and you watch this kid his film, and anybody turns on the Gentavious Wyman tape, you're gonna be like, kid kicks return, punt return, plays corner, plays safety. He played all 6 in the secondary, all 6, and you ain't gonna miss a beat. Then he plays receiver. He's nasty at receiver. Listen, he plays quarterback.
Yeah,
he was a starting quarterback last year, y'all. The man throw a ball 70 yards.
Thanks.
Gentavious Wyman is a freak, and he run. He a low 4.4 kid, 4.42 kid.
Yeah, he's special.
He's special. Remember, I told everybody, Gentavious Wyman is that guy. Gentavious Wyman is that kid. He just got it. He got it. And then you got Owens over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are a loaded team, and they well coached. Coach Sir, what up, baby? So Sharp doing his thing over there. He recruits his butt off. He reaches out. Bacon, I remember me and you went out there for they signing day, and we had a great time out there. And I feel like when you got coaches like that believe in you, you make the players want to step up more and more and run through a brick wall for you. And I feel like that's what's going on with Jonesboro. I feel like they're playing their best ball right now, and I feel like they come up out of that thing and win it.
Now, my only question with them is their quarterback situation.
The quarterback. Yeah, they're young at quarterback. Very young at quarterback. You're very true. They've been fighting. They've been fighting. They had a hell of a game for the last 2 weeks. They played well last week. Played well for the first time in like 5 years. You know, they won first round, and I feel like it's gonna be a game to watch. That's my game that I really want to watch in 6A ball. That's the game right there for me. I feel like Douglas County is Douglas County right now. They doing their thing.
Yeah.
So, and Gainesville is Gainesville. So, I think it's going to come down to Douglas County, and it'll be Douglas County, and I'm gonna put it out here. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Douglas County and Rome.
DC and Rome.
I don't see it. I don't. I respect the hell out of Coach Mill and
who you see.
Opinion. But nah, Rome going out this round, man. Don't disrespect. They got a good secondary. But look, man, you know why too? You seen Juju in person, and you seen what Juju can do, and Juju lit them up in that week. You don't play nobody, no disrespect, right? Compared to what Langston Hughes has played in their schedule, right? Remember, Bacon, you said so too. You said you thought that was the game of the year. They played Douglas County, and they went toe to toe, right? And then they went toe to toe with Carrollton. Now, obviously, Bryce Hicks got hurt. That was unfortunate, but that was an exciting game. I thought that was the best game that ESPN put on that whole entire opening weekend.
Oh yeah, it was.
Without a doubt, And I think for me, Rome doesn't have enough weapons, and you're gonna see it. And they secondary gonna clamp down. That's gonna be Jacob Gould, who's UCF commit that came over from Sandy Creek.
He's out, right?
They're gonna clamp. Is he out?
I think
he's out.
I believe he's out.
Think he's out.
Yeah.
Interesting. I still think they're gonna clamp him down. And even if I don't think Prentice Aaron got to do too much, he still got JoJo Stone, right? They still got them weapons. Middlebrook, they still got them weapons, and they can still run the ball with Justice Savage. I think they're gonna be more physical. I think they're gonna win in the trenches. So for me, real quick, I digress. I agree with you. That what's gonna be interesting with it. Douglas County had to play Lee County. That's gonna be a physical game.
That's gonna be physical.
County wants to do. They want to run Usman Kroma, and they want to give him the ball and run the rock. So they're going to have to bring their hard hat on that one. They will be home. They're going to run that rock. So they got to come prepared for that one. That's going to be an interesting quarterfinals matchup too, in my opinion.
Definitely.
But I agree with you. I think it's going to be Douglas County, nonetheless, in Gainesville in the semis. I think Douglas County gets the narrow edge. And I got Langston Hughes coming out on the other bracket. I like Thomas County Central. I think they're going to beat Jonesboro. I just don't think Jonesboro got enough. Them boys down south at Thomas County Central, man, them Yellow Jackets, man, they hit hard. The quarterback's playing well, 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this season. They can run the ball as well with Benton. I just think they're going to have too much for Jonesboro. I think Jonesboro, as you mentioned with Coach Sherb, he does an outstanding job. They're a very welcoming program. Their head coach is great. I talked to them, in my podcast, a couple months ago. They are a great program. I'm rooting for them. But I think Thomas that's a tough draw second round. Now, if they're playing somebody else, like a Lanier.
Now, Thomas is tough. You're so right. Thomasville is definitely tough. I just feel like that game gonna be way tighter. I feel like defense is gonna win that game.
Yes.
I feel like defense is gonna win that game, and I feel like Jonesboro coming to hit. That's gonna be another tough game, just like you say, Lee County versus Douglas County that's gonna be a hard hitting game. So. And that game gonna be one in the trenches, and it's gonna be a tough game. What about Roswell? Roswell, and I feel like Marist is gonna win versus Brunswick. What about Roswell? Anybody seen Roswell?
I think Roswell's going to beat Lanier, and I think Roswell's too talented for Marist, and I think they're going to beat Marist. So they're going to be in the semis, but I don't think they can beat the team that they're going to face in the semis. No disrespect. I think they got a great program. I love Patrick Carlisle. I love their head coach, but I don't think they're going to beat the team that comes out from that lower bracket.
But we can't gloss over. I just want to get your perspective on Houston County after this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. We want your perspective.
I mean, we really writing them off. You know, I seen Woodward. They look special. I like Houston County. I like what the young man did. Let me get right. The wide receiver, Ricky Johnson.
Ricky Johnson at Houston.
Amir Thompson, the little man had 84 yards in the tug. He was getting busy out there. I like Jordan Smith, the sophomore safety. You know, so he came up big with the interception. First play of the game, back into the game, came up big. It's just tough to gloss over. You know what I'm saying? 4 or 5 star commit like excuse me, AJ. But I don't know too much about the team that they're playing, so that's why I want to gain some intel from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got more boots on the ground more than I do, so I just want to know what y'all think
about Woodward.
About why you believe that Woodward's going to be Houston County.
I think I'll say this real quick though, Coach Mill. I think Woodward. I know a lot of people hasn't been impressed because they think they've always had talent but always come up short. That's kind of been a storyline around them. But I think Woodward this year is playing at a different level. I think they're playing a lot better. They won that region that included Jonesboro, a really tough region with them and Money's Mill. But I think they got enough to beat Houston. I think what makes Houston susceptible is their defense. Now, the defense did turn over North Atlanta and their quarterback, Ian Reynolds, who I like him, but he got to be better. When he goes and looks at his film next year, he's going to see that he is telegraphing too many of his throws. He's staring right at the receiver. People watch film, and that's why he had so many interceptions. So he has to work on that next year. You cannot telegraph your throws. Even if you go on 1, 2, 3, you come out better scanning the field and then go into that first read. You cannot stare down a receiver. So he'll see that when he watches film. But Houston did great in that game, right? 4 interceptions, but they only won by 10 points, right? So I need them to get more stops. I went to see them earlier this year when they played Lee County, right? They played good for most of the game. Antoine Hill did his thing. Ricky Johnson, Kel Woodburn, all of them going D1, Cincinnati, and then Stanford. They did great. What worries me is the defense, right? They give up too many points.
Yep.
I think as Coach Mills alluded to with these games, defense is going to win it. I think Woodward has a better defense, and they're going to be able to get that one stop you need against Houston County to be able to advance and win.
Najeh he already said he summed it all up. Great job.
I appreciate you.
Back in action. For sure.
Rome, you're back, baby. What's up, Rome?
Oh no,
hi.
You already know. I was listening in the background.
Yeah, but that's our thoughts on that matchup, Bacon. But what you think, like just real quick, looking at that bracket, who comes out on top? I mean, I know you said Douglas, but just looking around, like what matchups intrigue you in 6A, Bacon?
Let's see. Definitely the Lanier Roswell. The Lee County Lovejoy. It's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be an interesting game. But to me, the most interesting matchup. Honestly, man, I think it's that Houston County Woodward Academy, man. I just off the strength of Antoine, man. You know, we give Prince Aranola, we give him that calling card that you never know what he's gonna do. I think we got to do the same thing for another dynamic quarterback coming out of GA.
I agree. Only thing I'm gonna say on that to refute that, let's see him do it on the big stage. Now, last year he did play a great game against Gainesville. They did lost. That wasn't his fault, right? He's kind of in that Juju situation, right? Outstanding quarterback, right? Sometimes defense lets him down, right? But guess what Juju has done? Juju has been to a state championship game. Regardless of whatever you want to say. He battled. He couldn't. There's nothing else he could do. He threw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. Nothing else he could do. They just got to play better. They got to play better. So I want to see him do it on the big stage and take his team. Prentice Aranola, we give him that calling card. You know why? Last year they went and they won, right? They won a state championship. So I agree with you. We obviously got to keep note. We got to pay odds to him. But let's see him do it. Let's see him go on a run. I think that'd be incredible. Them going to run and make the semifinals of the state championship this year. Why they can't do it?
I tell you this: if they can beat Walton, I think they can beat anybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So if Carrollton beats Walton, you feel like they'll win it all? Yeah, I feel like Walton is the team to beat.
Correct.
I feel like if Walton, the whole thing is Juju, Carrollton went down to Colquitt last year.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Colquitt at Colquitt. Colquitt is a tough place to win at. Juju was only 15 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they did their thing. I feel like the receiver group is a more talented group, but last year's group was more veteranized. You had Lipscomb that stepped up, and he just had a knack that he knew where Juju and him had just some type of chemistry that you can't even, you know how it is. You like, you know, I'm your like you got Brady and Edelman. You know, it's always somebody to bail you out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like I don't feel like Juju has found that this year, and he's looking for somebody to step up. So it's like playoffs bring out different things in players. So that's what I'm looking for Carrollton to make the next step and say, okay, because Juju's going to be there. Juju is Juju.
Mm-hmm.
But I need the players around him to step up. Like, you know, the running back has really stepped up because Bryce Hicks went down. Hey, word on the street, 2 more weeks, Bryce Hicks might be back.
Uh-oh.
So hear me out.
Okay.
They listen. This thing could change real fast. So we talking about this week. Hey, well, they go ahead, get on pass, and win this week. Next week, Walton. Never know. That changes a lot of dynamics to this game. Bryce Hicks is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I feel like if Bryce Hicks don't go down, that guy, we talking about the team leader, the team captain, went down in that first game against Langston. So if he's back on that field, he's the Bound Brown Brad of Carrollton. He don't ever leave the field.
Facts.
So that's
Can't disagree with there.
You might have lost.
Yeah.
Okay, there he is.
yeah, and it changes everything.
We agree.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Bryce Hicks like dude. So if they get him back, at least so I think it's more like a championship game. So
yeah.
Man, yeah. If he comes back early, that's gonna be a difference maker.
If it's gonna be,
I will say this. I think that they're gonna utilize Caleb Odom a little bit more. I mean, I feel like during the regular season, he wasn't actually game planned. They're gonna actually game plan to have him on a couple of plays. Last game I went to, and Coach Miller, you was there too. Caleb Odom, they was barely like they didn't really utilize him. He was just out there, you know. And I think that, you know, it's playoff time, and when it's playoff time, you're going to use your best guys, and you're going to actually game plan for your guys. And I think in the game that who they played again, Westlake. Their game plan wasn't really to pass the ball. Like they was running. They knew they
ran the ball a lot with Farmer. Yeah,
100%. So in that case, they wasn't like, all right, you know, Odom wasn't part of our game plan. I think he might have had like 2 catches in that game. I feel like during these playoffs, they're like, hey, we're gonna have to use like Coach said, they don't have that number 1 receiver guy that, you know, they're gonna have to trust. I think Caleb Odom's gonna want to be being that guy for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, he got to step up. I feel like you got Christian Ward, you got Ryan Mosley. Them kids can really
a good receiver too, man.
Yeah, so like I said, they the trifecta. That's the big trifecta. You got 6'6" Odom, you got 2 6'4" kids. Ryan Mosley 6'4". You got Christian Ward 6'4", and you got Bugatti over there. So they got a really good receiver core. I just wanted to see them execute and ball with Juju. That's it. Yeah. But the defense has really been stepping up. Big ups to Coach Joey King doing a heck of a job over there, and hey, Carrollton is rolling. So I can't wait to see. It's just playoff ball is here, man. I'm just excited. Let's go. Just excited. So what about 5A? What about 5A? So I said Warner. Let's go, Bacon. What's up, Bacon? Let's go, Bacon.
Let's go, Bacon and Coach Mill, because he ain't been talking in the podcast. He been silent. Go ahead, Bacon.
5A. I'm a stick. I like what you said about Hiram. I should look at more of that matchup. You know, they got Chase Tyler out there.
Yes. That's why I picked Hiram. Yep, I like Hiram.
But are they going to be able to slow down? Are they going to be slow down? Are they going to be able to slow down Sammy? Though is the question. That's a load, man. And I didn't really see them having any play too many physical games. I know that Cartersville's game was solid, but Sammy adds a different element to that Jefferson team.
Hey, we got. I feel like this. I feel like Hiram is another team that people are sleeping on, and they're a well coached team over there as well. Definitely, Sammy is. Sammy is Sammy. Sammy's gonna do Sammy, but I feel like Hiram squeezes out of this one. I just really feel like they're gonna squeeze out that game, and I got my money with Hiram. I'm gonna take Hiram. I feel like Creekside beats Dalton.
Oh.
And I say Warner Robins beat Ware County. Yeah. That's going to be a game, too. That's going to be a really – Ware County puts up a lot of points, and Warner Robins puts up a lot of points. So, that's going to be a heck of a game on that side.
That's a state championship rematch, too.
Yeah, that state championship, you dang on right, and you get it early. Last year was on the other side of the bracket. That's the crazy thing. We didn't talk about brackets. Now the crazy thing, you're seeing so many bracket changes. Like now it's like Colquitt was on the same side as Carrollton last year, so they had to play. Now they're on the other side. Yeah. So it's just like Grayson was on the. It's like GSA did a heck of a job with the bracket this year.
No doubt.
Big up to GSA. They did a heck of a job on the bracket. So it's like, and then you put Mill Creek on the other side. So
it's like it's loaded this year, man.
Walton plays Mill Creek or Carrollton plays Mill Creek.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this real quick. Imagine that rematch, Walton Mill Creek. Remember, they gave us a thrill in the Corky Kell the year before.
Yes.
Just saying.
Interesting.
Yep.
That's like it's like you watch Thursday night football and wake up and ready to go to bed and be like, Friday, man. Can't wait to Friday tomorrow. Like, man, who gonna win?
Yeah, they keep on giving, man.
And it's like after this week, we're gonna start seeing championship games after this week. Yeah. So, and
I think Dutchtown's another team we need to look at too, man. They had a good game last week against Northgate. It was a close game. They got a spark in special teams. I couldn't remember the young brother's name. I interviewed him. I'm gonna get that interview up soon. He had a return, man. He made two players collide into each other like on some Mike Big stuff. So stay tuned for that. This special team game is legit. Mike Johnson. I didn't expect him to be as more mobile this year. I expect him kind of use that big arm that he has. But definitely a prime, another dual threat quarterback coming out of G that we need to take a look at. They got Jenkins. Don't know too much about Jenkins, but what do y'all think? Y'all taking? So you taking Dutchtown over Jenkins?
Dutchtown to beat Jenkins, Cartersville beat Eastside. That's going to set up an intriguing quarterfinals matchup between them two.
I'm with you
because Dutchtown can play. You know what I'm saying? And playing against Cartersville, obviously they got a good team. They underrated. We'll see how that kind of works. But I think that'll be interesting as well.
So then Dutchtown versus Cartersville. I gotta go Cartersville. I just think they're gonna have too much for Dutchtown. Too many weapons, complete team, defense, offensively. And then it'd probably be Cartersville. What you think? Cartersville and Cass, another rematch?
That's semis though. I don't know about that. I mean, Cat. Listen to me. Mays, people forget, right? Mays is a physical team, right?
Yeah.
Very
They got that
physical.
boy. Yes, they got that boy Contavious Johnson, who they use as quarterback and gadget plays and all that stuff.
Yep.
They gonna beat up on you, right? So
Mhm.
it's different from Kel, right? Kel was a good team, but Kel is not physical, right? And like I said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. They can play, but that's a different type of physicality, I will say, compared to what they're gonna play in this round, right? Even if they get past Mays, guess who they got waiting on them? Jones County or Coffee.
Jones County. Yeah.
Right. I know Coach Mill got Jones County coming out. Coffee is nothing to sneeze at, man. Coffee's been undefeated. Coffee played a tough schedule. I think Coffee gets past Jones County in a tough, tightly contested game. Cass Coffee, I got to roll with Coffee, man. I think Coffee makes semis. That's just me.
I'm taking Jones in that one too.
So you taking Jones?
Yeah, I'm taking Jones.
Yeah, I got Jones over Coffee.
Wow.
I got Jones over Coffee.
I like the fact that you say it's going to be a close game, though, because I do think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a boat whipping. No. But I think Coffee's battle tested. Not saying Jones County isn't. They come out of that region with Warner Robins and Ola and Dutchtown, but I think Coffee's gonna come out on top.
Okay, so you got Coffee over Jones. Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
They put up 56. So we'll see.
You know, it's gonna be interesting. And I think Jefferson. I agree with you, Bacon. I think Jefferson comes out on top. A good game between Hiram, but I think Jefferson's defensively can get a little bit more stops than Hiram, because I seen Hiram played on GPB earlier this year. They played against Calhoun. They struggled to kind of get stops when they needed it most. They didn't win that game, but I think they come out on top. Jefferson.
It's gonna be interesting to watch that matchup between Sammy and the tight end. I can't remember his name. Walter Matthews. That's gonna be a good matchup to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. But they don't really. They need to use him a little more. That pass can they get?
I don't think they
run the ball too much sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
My bad, coach. I didn't mean to cut off your wisdom.
So what's gonna be the difference making between the Mays and Cass game?
With the physicality, yeah.
I think not saying Cass not physical, they are, but I'm just saying that you're playing a different type of level of physicality, I think, with Mays, in my opinion. And I'll say this: I don't think Bacon was there. Bacon had something going on, but Mays played Douglas County, right? Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Douglas County came out a different team in the second half, right? But they look now. Granted, there was conditions, right? It was over 130 degrees on the field.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was hot. Douglas County looked gassed, right? They got back right second half and gave them some punches. But this Mays team, no lead is safe. They kept coming, like, even though Douglas County had that lead, they kept coming, like they kept scoring, and they made the game tough. They would not stop until that clock hit zeros. So that's why I said it's a different level. Like, they're not going to quit. This is playoff football, as Coach Mill said, but they're going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So they got to be ready to strap it on for 4 quarters, Cass is. Cass got a good team. I trust Brody McWater. I like Jacoby White, Devin Henderson, and Kai Ellis. They got to be ready for 4 quarters.
So I just think if they can really spread them out offensively, are they going to be able to keep up with them not having a real quarterback at Mays? That's just my only question mark on them. I know they're a physical team. They can maybe slow the quarterback down, rough them up a little bit, but it's going to be tough. They get on the track and meet if they can keep up with that last stretch.
How about you, Jerome?
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I don't know Mays as much as I do with Cass. So I'm going to simply say Cass just because of that. I heard about Mays. I never actually seen one of their games myself or in person. So, I know what Cass can bring. They're a good team. We already talked about those receivers. So I like Cass, but like I said, I'm going to take a small mulligan on this because I don't know Mays that well.
Understandable.
Gotcha.
So
Creekside and Dalton.
I'm taking Creekside.
That's South Side, man. Come on, man. I already heard about that. I have not been to Creekside, but I heard about that environment there, dog. And I heard that you got to come ready to play. Now, I did take Dalton being GHC, and they are battle testing that region with Hiram, Calhoun, Cass, Cartersville. Yeah. So they're going to come ready to play. Bacon has seen Creekside a couple times this year. I just think Creekside, man, they got the right coaching. I love what Coach Dixon is doing. He just hit a career mark in wins. They got a squad, man. They got a squad.
I like both teams, but I'm taking Creekside too, man. Like for all the reasons you said, I just feel like Creekside is just a different animal. They're going, like you said, they're gonna be home.
Alumni on the sideline.
Yeah.
UGA boys back in town. They coming. They're gonna get out of Kirby gonna let them out of practice early. They're gonna slide straight down to the game. You know how it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nah, Smash Mount football. I say Creekside Smash Mount football. Gotta take them over the Catamounts. I just don't know if they're gonna be ready for that Southside element. They may come down and get some of that Mr. Everything's or get some wings. That's what they're playing, man. They need to come down strictly focus on that film. Watch that film. I don't think that's gonna be enough, man.
He said you go get that. Hey, they go get that Southside cooking.
Southside cooking, man. They gonna take them home real nice and easy. You know what I mean?
Hey, they said they might be eating on the wings at halftime, huh?
Nah, no doubt. No doubt. What did they look like on offense for Dalton? though? I know they had that viral catch. A receiver had that one arm catch. It's been going crazy on social media. It's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I really don't know too much about the offense. I know they got a good
deep at receiver.
Deep at receiver, they got a. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, deep at receiver, got a really good quarterback. They're gonna tempo the game. They're gonna tempo the game. They're gonna slow it up, and they're not gonna just. They're gonna play that clock. So the Dolphins got a really good coaching staff, and they not just gonna let you put up no dang on 50 on them. That's one thing. So they're gonna try to control the clock. It's gonna slow the game down.
Go ahead, Naj.
Nah, I agree with Coach Mill. He knows. Like they got a pretty good defensive roster. A lot of kids made all region team this year. Offensively, as he said, really good depth at receiver. Got a lot of players that can get the ball in the hands too. Interesting to see how will the quarterback be in the trenches. Creekside can create a lot of pressure, right? So how will he how will he respond to adversity? He might get sacked and roughed up a little bit early in the game. How does he respond back to that? I think will be key in that game because Douglas County, they get after the pass, they get after you, they make you feel uncomfortable, man. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how he kind of responds, kind of to how that game goes early.
Right. Yep. Big facts.
Yep.
Creekside moves on to play Warner Robins per se, or where kind of I'm gonna go with Warner Robins, man. I like the Jed show, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and Isaiah Kane, that's gonna be the matchup to see, man. And what's the name of the defensive end coming off the edge? It's got a lot of offers. I can't remember. Number 99.
Warner Robins.
Warner Robins, yes, sir.
I usually know a lot of them. I don't know that one. Said 99.
Yeah.
Can them keyboards hard?
I don't know, Bacon. I don't know that one.
I know it.
Anyway, don't worry about it. Anyway, but yeah, that's what I think is going to be. Creekside, Warner Robins, Pike Creekside again. But like I said, I'm gonna ride with Jefferson 5A matchup.
Okay.
And then 4A, who got? You said Stockbridge. I thought that was very interesting. Stockbridge is big. I think
I know North Oconee is deep team. They probably gonna get there down there deep, but I think Stockbridge is gonna be interesting. They will play them in the semis.
Definitely. But Coach, I know we had you on here for a while. I just want to ask you a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Just in the game, in the journalism game, I wanted to ask you about time management. You're a man that's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? In different states. And you keep yourself together, man. So you know what I'm saying, just talk a little bit about how you work the magic, so to speak.
What you mean?
Hey, man, you everywhere, man. You got
no good on you,
especially Georgia, man. You be doing your thing. You always look like you energized. You always look like what Bacon's saying. You always look like you got yourself together. And how do you do it, man? Do you want to come? I want to know what you do. How you do it?
I gotta call y'all. I gotta get off the show and I'll call y'all back.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem.
All right.
All right, that's Coach Mill, y'all. Appreciate y'all staying around. We'll see if he's able to get back on in time to kind of get those questions Bacon want to ask about this game. But we're going to keep it rolling. We're going to go ahead and go to hoops now and wrap up the show. If he's able to get back on, we ask those last questions and wrap there. But let's go ahead and talk hoops, Bacon. The three. Yeah. Are you prepared today, Jerome, or is me and Bacon carrying this segment yet again?
It looks like it's gonna be 2-man wave, man.
Oh my God. He need to get right, man. He need to get right.
Dude, bro.
Come on, bro.
I'm 24/7 football, man. I'm sorry. So
we are too.
It's hard for you this season, man.
Football, basketball.
I feel you though.
We you know the difference between us. We multifaceted. That's all it is, Bacon. We do a little bit of everything. We do a little bit of everything.
Young guys. I can.
Hold on, but how old are you, bro?
How old are you,
man? Hold on,
we all
discuss my age online.
I think the same age. How old are you?
He's talking like he's 40, bro.
We're gonna discuss my age online.
I know you in your 20s.
Yeah,
I'm not in my 20s.
You can't be in your 30s.
It's the lie.
I'm not in my 20s.
Are you in your 30s? You guys said the age. Are you in your 30s?
I am in my 30s.
Early 30s.
So you don't look like it.
He 30. Look, he 30.
Okay, he in the 30s. Okay.
I'm going to sleep at 8 o'clock. No, I'm joking.
Early to bed, early to rise.
Right. All right, Bacon, let's go ahead and go, man. Let's start. What did I tell you about Grayson, bro? I told you about them Grayson Rams.
Now, look. Before you get started. Now, I was under the impression that they had Moses. They don't have Moses Hips. I just found that out this week. It's earlier this week. They do not have Moses. So it is. What happened? I think he's just. You know how it is, man. These kids would be everywhere. I think he might be in Arizona. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe he's in Arizona.
He just missed the game. He wasn't injured.
No. He's not on the McEachern team at all, brother. He's
transferred. That's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at some on the film. Shout out to Ultra Films for always being everywhere with the highlights. I was looking. I said, man, that kind of look like Moses, but it really don't. But I found out Monday morning, matter of fact, that he's no longer with McEachern Indians. So, and which is another dynamic for that game to be, because Grayson won by 15, 16, and to not have the same type of roster, that just shows us how special Ace Bailey is, man. Should be the top player in the country, in my opinion. But shout out to Grayson. Let me see if I can pull up these stats.
Yeah. I told you, and Jakari Harris went off.
Yeah.
Amir Taylor, they both combined for 38 points in convincing fashion. I'm telling y'all, man, Grayson is a deep roster, bro. They gonna be a problem, right? I think the best team you could say on paper is probably McEachern that can give them a test, right? We got to throw Wheeler in there. We can't sleep on Norcross. Norcross got some new pieces in there. But a historic program, perennial powerhouse, right? Toby Ojokwu, Jerron Salisbury, Michael Pace, but they graduated 5 seniors. So I got to see how that looks. Even Coach Mack said it's going to take a couple games for it to get right, especially offensively. So I think Grayson, man, they just it's too much talent, right? CJ Highland, Jakari Harris. You got your big and Amir Taylor and Jacob Wilkins, who's athletic, can shoot the ball, get to the rim. I told you, bro.
Yeah, I heard from another credible source Monday that Jacob Wilson is probably the next Ace Bailey. Which he made some valuable points. Jacob does a little bit of everything like Ace. Can grab rebounds, can block shots, super athletic all over the floor. The separating factor between him and Ace right now is just the shot making ability. If he can turn that around, Ace is down in the low block making crazy footwork. So if he can turn that around, he'll more convince me to why he's a better athlete in his class. As of right now, I don't think he should be rated. He should be rated as high. But that's just my personal opinion. I still love the young man, but we're gonna see this year. We're gonna see.
Yeah, we are gonna see. But that's the first one. I'm gonna throw this one to you, Bacon. Who's your biggest standout from week 1 of high school basketball?
Biggest standout week 1 of high school basketball, no question, has to be the young man, Akai Fleming, man. He comes in at the and just puts on the show, man. Deep offensive bad. I believe he had 20 points, 25 points. I know he's a name already known, man, but I'm always gonna show love to the brothers I know and Kai Fleming.
I feel like you got on him early though, before he even blew up, and that's the kind of the crazy part. Like I feel like you was giving him exposure, and then everybody kind of just figured it out and started to be kind of high on him.
Yeah. Just staying tuned to the film, man. I just, kind of like with you with football, man. Sky,
Pioneer, man. You're pioneer.
I appreciate that, brother. But I gotta give a lot of credit to Rob. We gotta get Rob on the show, man. He really put me on game about that first, and I kind of just kept the ball rolling. So yeah, man. Shout out to Rod the God, Raheem Supreme, Rod Digital 247 on Twitter, man.
Yeah, 100%. I think for me, just Grovetown getting that big win against Norcross, right? Obviously, Norcross still figuring things out, but Grovetown, they lost so much, right? No Vashawn Ferguson, no Darion Reed anymore. They lost 3 of their top scorers, and to beat a pretty good Norcross team that has aspiration of winning the region championship, getting to the state championship and winning. I think that goes volumes, and I think that's big. So that's kind of one of my standouts. The second one, I got to get some love to Douglas Atlanta, right? Going down to 3-8. They beat a very talented Woodward Academy team that has a very deep backcourt, right? Very, very good team. And, they got a lot of pieces coming in, right? But the pieces that were new, they stepped up big. Obviously got their leading scorers, Josh and Jacob Michael, the twins, right? But the pieces they had coming in, they played pretty well. And then let me look it up just real quick. I had it in my notes, but I can't seem to find it. But the first game of the season, like I said, against Woodward Academy, 71-68, a close game. Figured that Woodward's going to be one of the better teams out there in 6A. But Josh Michael, as I mentioned, he had 11 points. Jacob Michael had 11 as well. But their new piece is RJ Weingartner from FLA. He had 15 points in that game, grabbed 6 rebounds as well. And then Noah Treadwell had a really, really good game. Efficient shooting night, 62% from the field. 8 for 13, 21 points, 6 rebounds. Also had a big-time game. So I think what's cool to see about that is just they have the young pieces coming in from, just transfers and kids coming in that graduated from last year. They had to kind of step up, and they getting that in the first game. So I think that's a good start for Douglas Atlanta.
Most definitely. Shout out to the boys on the south side, man. It's getting it done, man. I know they got Create with Dre on the team this year that's gonna be following around, getting them high quality content. So it'll be nice to kind of see behind the scenes at their locker room this year.
That boy nice.
Most definitely. You pulling these stats from Max Preps, bro?
Yes, sir. Depends on the team. Some teams don't. I know Norcross doesn't. Norcross doesn't do stats, boys or girls, so they're tough, but like Douglas Atlanta will do it. I think Cedar Grove, a couple other teams will. But yeah, we'll leave that there. Let's move to the next one. We did not put this on here, Jerome, but I found this out the other day. Jakari Harris actually narrowed down his list to Purdue and Georgia Tech, some teams we thought that would kind of be high on his list, Bacon. So where do you think he goes? I think this is big for Tech because you're in the running for Jakari Harris, and you could possibly keep him in town. We know their team actually has had a good start to the season this year. Like I said, we were talking about a couple shows ago, landing a marquee talent, right? And bringing them in can kind of be that kind of effect, that ubiquitous effect of having more talent come in, right? We know that they hosted Akai Fleming. We know they hosted Caleb Wilson. I think if they can get him, just being on this list as a top 2, I think definitely says a lot.
Yeah. I think he's staying home, man. I think he's going to stay in the flats. Bringing him to Georgia Tech. That's going to be big, man.
Yeah, it is. And I think it'll be big, too. Hopefully he can uplift the program, 4-star combo guard. Does a little bit of everything well, man. I think that'd be big for them. Yes, sir.
Possibly. Who you think is going to possibly pull, though? That's the question mark. Maybe.
I think he could pull a lot of ways, man. Obviously, Jacob Wilkins is already committed. He might can get Amir Taylor if they get high in on him, potentially on his team to kind of come with him. I think he could probably talk a little bit to Kai, maybe get him both of them in the backcourt potentially. Yeah. Might try to talk to Caleb Wilson, who's kind of high on Georgia Tech. That'd be a good fit. Both of them running maybe a pick and roll. You really know how good Caleb Wilson is kind of the ISO and creating his own shot and shot making ability. So I think he's gonna go all over, man, and try to get people to come.
Most definitely. I did hear from a credible source that Caleb Wilson and his family are high on Georgia Tech. So Jakari, they pulled Caleb Wilson. I was wrong. I thought it still remains to be seen. I think he needs to go to Kentucky. But they pulled Caleb Wilson and Jakari. That's true. They pulled him in.
He liked that though. Though, Jerome. Yeah. He liked that.
I
you know what I'm saying?
You want to go to Michigan?
We appreciate the little comment though. At least you talk a little hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all trash.
I'm actually thinking about more Tar Heels, but you know.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
forgot.
do you see? Not even like how you a Michigan football fan, but you're not a Michigan basketball fan. You're a Tar Heels fan.
I like Michigan. I just like Tar Heels better.
It sounds like bandwagoning to me, but
that would probably be the only team you could probably say that about me though.
The only team.
Only team. Okay.
No, seriously.
I bet.
I have stories about each one. The only one I don't have a story about was the Tar Heels, mainly because Jordan went there.
Understood.
Want to Black Jordan? Okay. All right. But no, that was a great pickup. I didn't even know that, Bacon, but you could tell by what he was posting on Twitter and kind of how his social media handle was, and that he's kind of high on Georgia Tech. But that was a great input by you and kind of confirming that. I think the next big one, Bacon, is Braden Lue committed to Kennesaw State. Right, we said that was we thought that was between. We didn't think Missouri State really had a chance, right? We thought it was between Southern and Kennesaw State. So I think that's good for them in their program. Obviously, a program on the rise. Made the tournament last year, right? Made a good run. You know, unfortunately came up short, but I think landing a piece like this definitely helps going forward.
Yeah, most definitely. I like it, man. More talent staying in state. It's a beautiful thing to see. Alexander's got another opportunity to go back to state championship and possibly win it. Definitely going to win the region this year. Kind of an easy region. I know they got to play Langston Hughes. But yeah, Alexander will definitely be in the thick of the things come March, man.
For sure. 100% agree with that. But keeping it going. And I'm going to throw it to you after this one, Bacon. But Battle in the Peach, December 8th and the 9th. I think this is big time. Big time one. We'll talk about that one in a second. The Super Saturday tournament, December 2nd. But a lot of marquee players going to be here, Bacon. A.J. Diane Boston, number 1 in 2025 class. Tyron Stokes, number 1 in 2026 class. You know they both played for Prolific Prep. Isaiah Evans, Caleb Wilson, who plays for Holly Anderson. Darion Reed, who also plays for Prolific Prep. Aiden Sherrill, number 21 at ESPN. Akai Fleming for Osborne. Some marquee matchups, man. I'm actually excited to see, man. Just a couple ones to throw out that kind of have piqued my interest. I like Kenwood, Illinois versus Milton. That should be interesting. Milton got a really good backcourt. Gainesville versus Knoxville Catholic. I think that's an interesting matchup as well. You got Carolyn versus Woodland, Creekside and Kings Ridge is interesting as well.
Which Creekside is that?
What you say?
Which Creekside is that?
Creekside, Georgia.
Gotcha. So
yeah, and then you got West Forsyth Wesleyan, Grovetown versus Green Forest, and then Shiloh and Riverwood. I think that's the marquee one, December 9th. Good Shiloh was with Tyler Jordan. I think Riverwood has J.R. Leonard, so then I'll be interested in Wheeler Kale.
That's out of all of them, I really want to see that one because apparently Peyton has lost a lot of weight. So that's gonna be interesting to see how he moves. A lot slimmer this year. They still have CJ Brown. Kale's got the young stars. It's gonna be nice to see them in action. I didn't see them against who they play again this first week.
I'm not sure. I don't even know if Peyton on the team, bro.
He's not with Kel anymore?
I don't think so. They play Green Forest. Yeah, I don't think Peyton's with the team.
That's right. He's with OTE. Excuse me. He's with OTE.
Yeah.
That's right. It's gonna be interesting to see him at OTE then.
And then the one that we got, obviously the one December 2nd, another really good one. More marquee players, as we mentioned, will be there. Just some good matchups, man. McDonough, Cedar Grove will be interesting. McDonough, we know, got Keenan Gray, but they're gonna have a whole new roster. We know Nigel Thomas. There's the graphic right there. He's going to be stepping into a key role this year. Pebblebrook, Tri-Cities, St. Francis, Green Forest, Shiloh, Kimball, Texas. Shiloh looked like a bit impressive team. Brookmark, Green Forest again. Grayson, Osborne. That's going to be an intriguing matchup. Akai Fleming going against them really good boys from Grayson. Wheeler, Alexander. We know how good Alexander is. We mentioned Braden Lue. And then McEachern, Holly Anderson, Ace Bailey, and Caleb Wilson. That's a hell of a matchup. But what do you think about those matchups, Bacon? What stands out?
I really want to see how Braden Lue and the younger forwards wing players or post players from Wheeler matchup. That's going to be fun to see. And I think the most intriguing one is definitely people want to see Ace Bailey versus Caleb Wilson. And that's going to be nice to see how Caleb Wilson has matured this offseason. Of course, they played over the summer at OTR and to Tip Off Classic, but just in school ball, it's just a little different. They got a nice. Is it Will? I think he's a senior guard. It's gonna be interesting to see how they match up against a team like McEachern. What about you?
No, 100%. I think I 100% agree with you. I think that'll be really intriguing as well to kind of see how that plays out. The other one that Jerome was showing was the girls' side of the bracket, and kind of who will play in that one. But yeah, I can't wait, man. It'll be a lot of fun. Some really, really good teams. Anything stands out about these girls' matchups?
Definitely gonna talk about Heritage. They got I think her name is Kayla. I need to look her name up. I don't want to say her name, but she's a dynamic shooter. She's from Poland. She's a bucket, my friend. She can light it up. We had a Coweta County Media Day this weekend. She lit it up. She hit I want to say 13 threes, 5 or 6 in a row at one point in time. So she's definitely special. Let me get her name. Heritage. All right, roster. Julia Sussler.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Senior 5'8" guard. Like I said, she can put that thing in the air, man. It's gonna hit that net probably 45 to 50% of the time, my friend. She's nasty. I also want to shed light on another guard since we've been talking about Georgia Tech, from Trinity and Sharpsburg. She actually outbeat Julia in a 3-point contest. Let me get her name real quick. Trinity Christian. And her mom is now coaching at Trinity. It's her first year. She's she's a former WNBA player. Let me see. So many Trinities. All right, here we go. Where to go? My bad, fellas.
No, take your time. You're good. Love Jerome over there look like he's sweating.
We got all night. That's my bedtime. So
Jerome, you should be good. Shoot, you didn't left the podcast multiple times tonight already, so you should be good.
Well, you thought I was taking naps in between?
Looked like you was, man. A couple 10, 15 minutes here, there.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
A little boot up.
Boot up is crazy.
That is crazy.
You ain't got no little boot.
All right, here we go, y'all. Gabby Groom. Her mom is her mother's name is Lady Grooms.
Lady Grooms, yeah. So she just committed to Georgia Tech this past Friday. Another dynamic guard could do it all for the lady line. So stay tuned for her, man. She's a bucket. You'll definitely hear her name this season. I know she this weekend, I think they go to the Kyle Sandy Showcase up North Georgia. They're playing against, I cannot remember, but yeah, she's definitely a name to know. Okay. Well, Bacon, before we wrap up the hoops, I'll throw it to you, man. Any other topics you want to hit on before we wrap up the segment?
Nah, man. I do want to shout out the boys from East Coweta. They got a talented group, man. They got Carby Martin plays 85 special group, man. Coach Royal Maxwell. They put on a show at the Cowboy Media Day, man. So, like I said, stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. You never know what's gonna come.
100%. And actually, some breaking news: Brookwood just got their win against Norcross, 64-62, handing Norcross boys their second loss already on the season. So, just wanted to bring in that breaking news. Pretty interesting, right there. Norcross coming up a little bit short, but that's all we got for hoops. We're gonna throw it to my co-host Jerome for the recap and the wrap up of First and Foremost podcast.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, thank you guys for checking us out, man. You've been getting some I feel like each episode getting more and more views, more and more love. So definitely stay tuned and help us out, share it with people. I know shout out to Coach Mills, first of all. That's my guy right there. He puts me on a lot of game. He always, looking out for the smaller media. So I was super excited and glad to hear that he was getting on a podcast today. So shout out to Mill. I wish he could have stayed for the rest of it, but shout out to him. And thank you guys for everything, man. Before we get off, let's go to where you're gonna find us at this week. So I'm gonna start with you, Bacon. Where are you gonna be at this weekend?
This weekend I'm gonna be at a basketball game, man. I'm gonna be at Fayette County. East Cowboys at Fayette County.
You going to a basketball game during playoff season? Okay.
Yeah, man. I'm booked, man. I'm doing a day in life with EC players, so I gotta do my due diligence, man. But next week,
those are fire. Those are fire. If you're not watching him doing those, please check them out, man. Bacon doing some great stuff.
Appreciate it.
Najeh, I know you're gonna be at a game because you got a call late, man. You too big time to not be at these games. Where are you going?
I don't even know, bro. I couldn't even tell you because the game that that we put on TV is supposed to be Langston Hughes Rome. But I've been calling games the last 2 weeks. So, bro, to be real with you, they haven't told me yet. So I don't even know where I'm gonna be. I don't know. You know me, bro.
That's great. That's funny because me and Graham was talking earlier, and he didn't seem like he knew he had a plan either. So I was just like, that's weird. So
that's how it be.
Shout out to my guy Graham, though. Shout out to my guy Graham, though.
See, that's how you know I wasn't capping. See, that's how you know I wasn't capping.
Literally, me and him was talking this morning. I was like, what you guys going on? He's like, man, just some football stuff, man. I'm just like, okay. Okay. So, I'm planning on being at Douglas County this weekend. My guy LaMarcus is gonna be with me for probably the first time this season because he's a coach at Osborne. He's a coach at Osborne. They got knocked out of the playoffs. So looking forward to have my guy with Inside the Hashes. We're going to be doing some great stuff with that. So I appreciate it. So that's going to wrap it up with me. Any things y'all want to kind of wrap up real quick?
What, Big?
Nah, I'm good. I got nothing, man.
Nothing. All day you ain't got nothing.
Nah,
you had some sound bite, a tool.
I get the people.
Come
something,
on,
man.
I need some science, something, dog. You always dropping something. Come on, man. You got me used to it now. 5 minutes.
Yeah,
come on.
I got something for y'all and the people, man. Cut off the phones, if possible. Cut off the phones. Cut off the TV. Tap into yourself, man. That's where the power is, man. Tap into yourself, man. Write journal about yourself. That's all about the manifestation in this thing. What you're trying to do, man. So you're trying to get to the next level. Tap out of the phones. Tap out of YouTube. Tap out of the podcast, and just listen to yourself. That's how I keep, man.
Until first and foremost, then you can.
Yes, most definitely. Until first and foremost comes on, then you have your headphones on. Turn to the maximum.
There you go. Anything for you, Naj?
Nah, man. I would just say keep trucking along, man. My biggest thing, two little bites to kind of conclude. Sometimes a door might close. That don't mean that another one's not going to open for you. Sometimes the opportunity you really want is the one that God might not want for you. So just because the door closed or someone, you had a job and you thought it was going to go good and they flake on you, or even a relationship or a friend flakes on you, sometimes God doing that for a reason to show you something. Sometimes that person's not meant to be in your life. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I know I got to talk about the language stuff real quick. So, man, I know Bacon talked about cutting off the phones and focusing and going to yourself, and that is great. and he's 100% right. And going to yourself, you can always self-improve. Learn yourself a language, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always good. It's going to help you, you know what I'm saying, in the long run. And what it does is make you multifaceted, right? Not everybody can speak a different language or speak 2 languages, right? So if you really if you want to do what we do in sports media, for an example, you can go and call games overseas, right? Soccer matches, football matches, whatever it is, whatever language that you like. So give it a try. It's going to feel a little foreign at first, but it's like with anything, man. Once you start something new, it's going to be foreign. But once you're able to get it going and you start feeling comfortable, it becomes like a habit, man. And then it's like second nature at that point. So just give it a try, man. Nothing wrong with learning language, being bilingual, being different than everybody else. So I'll leave you on that.
I'm glad you said that, Najeh, because this kind of fits on one of my parts. And I was just telling somebody at my job early this week, same thing. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, you know? Sometimes you just got to dive in, you know, and do what that needs to be done. And it might not feel comfortable. It might not be something that you're used to. You know, I never imagined myself being on a podcast, you know. I was never a speaker. You know, I didn't like public speaking when I was in school. I actually failed 3 different public speaking classes, and 2 of them was in college. So that goes to tell you, like, you know, get comfortable being uncomfortable. There's going to be times where it's uncomfortable, but the more you figure out how to be, figure out that uncomfortable space, and you start putting yourself in that uncomfortable space, you can really find yourself getting comfortable at it and getting good at what you're not uncomfortable with. So step out that zone sometimes, see how it is, you know, and try yourself, you know, challenge yourself. Because I felt really uncomfortable earlier when I had to buy my own Chick-fil-A. So I can't. Chick-fil-A. So, you know.
Here you go. Here you go.
You know how to segue that in there somehow.
Fire.
I can't. No worries. Last note for me. I'm going to pay. I pay bets. Okay, so you ain't got to worry about that. When I see you, the Chick-fil-A is on the house. You ain't got to worry about it. Whatever you want.
You're not gonna go.
I got you.
Listen, I can eat Chick-fil-A 3 times a day.
In person on this Sunday, so we can get the photos in and get that content for the viewers, because you do. That's all I'm saying.
I can't this weekend. I'm busy this weekend. I can't.
Chick-fil-A's closed on Sundays too.
Next week I got y'all though. Y'all want to do next week? We do next week.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, look, we're always going to try to improve this podcast and everything like that. So if you guys have any suggestions for us, anything you want us to talk about, any guests you want on for us, let us know. Like, you know, we're totally open for it. If you want to get on and, you know, have some comments on here and have them live, we do that as well. So don't hesitate, man. We trying to make this a big thing. You know, I see a couple of people have been in here peeking us out, you know, checking us out. So, you know, stay locked with us. Go ahead, Najeh. I know you had something you was about to say.
And I know you like the clip stuff, so you can clip this too. Don't overlook Maryland. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't overlook Maryland. I have that game on upset alert. They're 6-4. They come off a big win.
Shout out
so on upset alert. Do not overlook Maryland. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't saying I'm choosing them to win. I'm just gonna say do not overlook Maryland. And if y'all take an L, we're gonna come back to this, and I'm gonna be like, Jerome, play the clip. So don't be surprised. Y'all better not overlook them and think about Ohio State next week. Y'all better go ahead and handle your business. That's all I'm gonna say. Last note of the night, and I'm gonna end all this and let y'all end it. Michigan, Jerome's favorite team. They're gonna suffer their first L this weekend.
My God.
I can't. Make sure you clip this one though, in case y'all lose.
I got you. In case. All right, man. Well, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Like as always, make sure you go follow us on each one of our social media. You see it right here in this corner over here. So make sure you do that. Help us out, man. We are currently live on the Inside the Hashes podcast or YouTube channel. You're on Najeh, with the Najeh Talk YouTube is channel as well. So make sure you check us all out on there. Like and subscribe to both of these guys. Make sure you go on our YouTube and Instagram, Facebook. We got some great content going out on all 3 of our platforms, doing different things. But, you know, we all support each other, man. So come out, support us, help us out. Like we say, any podcast that you want to get on and watch us and ask them some questions, you know, throw in some questions, things like that, definitely do that as well. We go live every Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So Guys, thank y'all so much. We do appreciate you guys. So again, I'm Jerome Jones. That's Najeh right there. We got right there.
Yeah.
And we see y'all on the next one. Peace out. Hey.
That Carlton on him.